There's a lot you could do if you got the hustle to knock on the door and ask people how you can be in service to them and get paid. But you are going to have to be paid. Don't do it for free.
I'm interested in entrepreneurship. Is there anything I can do at 16 years old?
And you can go to a cash and carry with the right documentation and walk in there and buy simple items to sell on the corner. I don't know, man, candy. You can buy candy in bulk and go door to door to door and sell candy bars, and believe it or not, man, that happens. You buy the candy bars, or you buy the little, what do you call it, taffy chews, or even Jolly Ranchers, believe it or not. And you'll go door to door to door and you'll tell them that you're, raising money for blah, 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 whether it's a real fund or whether it's your LLC or whether it's your business name, and it's going to help you buy a car, or it's going to help you, with your school clothing or whatever. And you wouldn't believe how many people will actually give you money. And the way I know that this is true is because in my last neighborhood, this kid come around and he literally told me this. And I'm like, okay, but it's not for the school. He says, no, he says, I need to be able to buy these type of clothes to go to school. We don't have to wear uniforms, and my parents really can't afford it. Dude, this guy's the cornerstone of America. Didn't want his parent, knew they couldn't afford it, knew it apparently. I questioned him a little bit, don't get me wrong, man. I said, so you play any video games? No, I can't afford to have the system. I play at my friend's house. I do this, I do that. And he had really, unless he was just down pat with it, he really conned me, because I truly believed it. I'm diabetic. I had no business buying that candy. My kid ended up eating all that candy, over a period of time until the chocolate went white and we had to throw it away. And because she's not a big chocolate eater like that. And so, he wanted some shoes. He wanted to do, he wanted some clothes, more popular clothes. He didn't want to wear, just anything, which, because kids are shitty now. And so he wanted to go ahead and have, more up-to-date, threads. And so, okay, cool. So I helped him out, and then I told him a couple of houses to go to in the neighborhood, tell him the whole fucking story. And sure enough, man, he cleaned it up, right? Then he come back around the next school year and did it again. Well, I totally believed it, because now he's doing it again. So before he went to college, he was trying to raise money to buy a car to be able to drive to school. And he was going to school in a local city that we were in, which made sense to me. It all made a whole lot of sense. And he's telling me the type of car he wanted. He's telling me the whole 9 yards. So I knew this kid was hustling to do it, but he knew that his parents couldn't afford to take him to work every day. Knew it. So the only way he knew how to make money was to do this. Well, he could have sold weed. He could have been out here committing crimes. He could have been breaking into people's houses or their cars and taking whatever he could find in there and then selling them. He could have been doing all this, but instead, he was doing the hardest job, I think, in America, which is knocking on a stranger's door, telling them your true tale, and selling. Now, 16-year-old kid that knocks on the door and says, hey, I got this mower, this Husqvarna mower, and I'd like to push mow your yard every week for $25, $35. That sounds pretty decent too. If you live out in the rural parts of the world, but there's still so many lawn mowing companies, that's tough too. So, you'd have to know all your neighbors, you'd have to have it all together, and but then they know that in a couple of 2 or 3 years, you won't be here any longer, chances are. So their lawn mowing with you is limited. If you've got enough startup capital, you can go to an auto auction and flip cars from there. And even though they tell you you can only sell so many a year, well, you can sell so many, your dad can sell so many, your mom can sell so many, your grandpa can sell so many, your grandma can sell so many. You probably should have 2 sets if they're not both dead. There's a lot of things, man, that you can do, but it may require a small startup capital. If not, maybe you go to somebody's house, see, hey man, can I wash your car? When I was growing up, you could wash people's cars, and You could sweep their driveways. You could pick up all the garbage. You could do, I even knew this one kid that would literally go to your house every fucking trash day, and he worked the whole neighborhood. It was crazy how easy it was. He would get your garbage out of the front or the back of the house, take it down to the front so the trash people could pick it up, and then that afternoon, he would literally show up and move your trash cans, put them right back before you got in from work. And that was a great hustle too. And he charged them like $2. And, that was every week. But if you got, 400 or 500 houses in your neighborhood, 200-300, and that's a big neighborhood. I had 300 houses in my neighborhood. So I know that he was doing damn near every single one of them. And he was kind of the little known secret. And then inevitably what happened? He went to college. And now they all have to move their garbage cans. We hated that. We wanted somebody else to do that so bad. Yeah, I know, first world problems. I get that. But the question was, who could, what could a 16-year-old do? That's the easy thing to do. Maybe there's pressure washing that needs to be done, in your neighborhood. And if you got a pressure washer, which, you pick up an electric one for $125 and you get you a 50-foot cord, be able to plug in, so now you've got about $175, $200 in this, right? And you show up and you pressure wash their house using their water, of course, and their electricity, of course. And you pressure wash this shit. Don't buy a gas one. We know what gas is a gallon. And then you got to carry around a gas can too. So that's another problem. And you could do the candy thing. You could do, the car wash. There's a lot you could do if you got the hustle to knock on the door and ask people how you can be in service to them and get paid. But you are going to have to be paid. Don't do it for free. Don't see grandma and say, oh my God, she's too old, she can't pay. She can pay, or she wouldn't live near you. It's the way it is. You're just going to have to quit dealing with your emotions about those people. Now, at some point, you are going to want to do something nice for somebody, and you might want to help grandma or somebody that's, jammed up, that's your local neighbor and needs a little help and a little hand up. That word will get around and make you so much money, because the little things you can do for some people will get you a long way. So you may have to give out a couple of freebies, yeah, maybe, but I hope not. But if you do, that's the way it is. Just deal with it and get out there and help some people out, get the word of mouth going and do your thing.